Welcome, everybody, to the Boom and Freezer Show. I am your host, Scott Frost, the Freezer, and I am with my man, Bobby Boom, over there. And I have a longtime friend and special guest, someone I look up to incredibly. He is an investment management private equity chairman, and he is a longtime friend, competitor, and mentor to many. It's Carl Bolm. How are you, Carl?
Oh, Scott, I'm great. Just honored, and flattered to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
How's it going? How's it going, Carl? Nice to talk to you. Thanks for coming on, man.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So, real quick, Carl, let me ask. When you're in investment management, I'm just going to get right to this really quick. I have to ask because I know you're involved in many things. Is that can you give us an idea? Is that a conglomerate? Are you in a conglomerate of companies? I know you have more than one thing at a time going on. I think everybody follows your page, and if they don't, they need to, and we'll get to that at some point because you're so motivating. But are you under an umbrella that kind of runs a bunch of different things?
So you're real close there, Scott. So Investa Management is private equity. So under that umbrella, as you call it, are many other companies, and they come and go as minimal as I think 5 to 7. I think we're at about 11 right now. We've been higher in the teens, and that business was derived. I worked for a private equity company some time ago, and then started my own, and I've been doing this for probably 25, 27 years now.
I've never really been nervous on this show. Bobby knows this, and I've known you, Carl, for forever since I was literally a kid, and I'm like a little on edge because for people that don't know this, Carl and I talk off to the side off and on. We don't talk every day, but he had a big impact in my life. And if you go to his page on Facebook, it's Carl CarlBolm. And Carl's been through it all. He's had health problems. He's probably in the best condition of anybody of his age, which I don't know his age, and we don't need to talk about that unless he'd like to, but he's in the best condition I've ever seen. And he had a big impact on me, losing the weight that I've lost and being in the condition that I'm in. I just had my 1-year physical, and it's an in-depth physical with an elite doctor, and I'm in better shape than I was 20 years ago. So, and a lot of credit goes to him. But I hope that people look into who he is, what he's done, and it's not all about the money. It's more about your perseverance and things that you can achieve.
Well, kudos to you, Scott, and I mean that because anybody can get motivated, but you've got to have the discipline, the tenacity, the staying power, and it's hard. Everybody has their ups and downs, and they want to quit, but you just got to have that discipline to stay in there. So kudos to you, and congrats. You've made huge strides in your health. Very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, on that topic, Carl, I definitely want to touch on that. Talk to Scott a little bit. Being a successful business owner, what kind of advice do you have to people out there to be successful? And I'm not talking about, it could be anybody, but what about the younger generation? What do you have words for them to say to be motivated? I follow your page as well. I know you're a very motivated guy. You're always positive. But what advice do you have to the people that are striving to be successful in life like yourself?
It's not an easy journey. Okay, so just get ready for that. If you're talking about entrepreneurship and just being successful in any particular business, you have to be. I've always been passionate about what I'm doing. I've passed up deals that I didn't like the industry or I didn't understand it. And then once you're in, you got to be all in, and you got to be all in every day. The sacrifice, whether it's the wife, the kids, trips, vacations, funds, all that's secondary to be successful, in my opinion. I've canceled vacations. I've 7 days a week, 20, 30 days straight. Businesses and entrepreneurship is a strange breed. You really have to have that. I said it a while ago. The tenacity, the discipline, running hard when it's hard to run. There's just no excuses. You've just got to find a way. You're going to have people and doubters and people saying it won't work. Well, you got to figure out how. Somebody's going to figure it out. Why not you? So that's always been, and that's our culture with the companies. Our direct reports, our managers that run the companies under investment management, they've got to, perform, deliver results, figure out how to deliver results, and we're going to be there to help them. But it's really time and true is you just got to get up there and swing the bat every day. And some days you're going to strike out, but you get up the next day and do it again.
That's great. I want to ask on that subject. Failure, right? Failure. I'm not scared of that word. I want your opinion for the younger people out there that might want to start something at 20 years old or 25 years old, and they don't succeed. How important is it to get right back up?
Well, yeah. So that's probably the number one reason, right? Well, I failed at this. So, no, you fall off a bike, you get back on it, right? You wreck a car, you fix the car, you do something. It's going to be the same way. Nobody's going to hand you anything. You're going to have to earn everything every day, and failure is just part of the process. Okay, you're going to skin your knees. You're going to lose. I've made bad investments, significant could be for some very life-altering bad investments. You dust yourself off. What did you learn from it? Right? You don't want to keep. You don't want to keep walking down the alley and get beat up. Find a different route. So, what I learned from those two, one was a management error on my part, wrong leadership. And the other one, we had some bad intel. So we should have done a better job on hiring the director, the leader. We should have done a better job there. And on the other one, we should have had more due diligence on, it was a patent. We should have had better due diligence. I could fail tomorrow. At my age, I'm 60, I'll be 65 in a couple of months. I'm on the preservation of finance now. I'm not going to be, no's going to come out of my mouth a lot faster now.
Sure.
I don't have another 20 years to go make up for a failure, right? I say no to more deals than I say yes to. And, we've got our hands full now with all the companies, just keeping them profitable with, nowadays you want to look at two things, something that AI can't replace and Amazon can't replace, right? Because you got to be careful. There's a lot of businesses 3 to 5 years ago that aren't here anymore. There's a lot of businesses 18 months ago that won't be here in another year due to technology and change. Everything's changing very fast. And if you're in a few of our companies are service orientated businesses, those are going to be hard to replace. But you just got to be careful nowadays with technology, how fast it's moving.
Nice. I want to touch on a couple things that you said. One with the hard work and the ethic. That's such a great thing to say, especially to the young people out there. Like you said, with all the AI and all that other stuff. Missing the holidays because nowadays sometimes people seem to turn the other way. It's all about me. I want my time. You know what I mean? And you're turning that around, and I believe that as well. Scott as well. We're on the phone talking every single day, early in the morning, doing a lot of crazy things all the time. You got to be all in, right?
All in all the time. You guys are you're living it, you're breathing it. No holidays, no days off. It's just it's part of running these companies, running any company. A leader of a company has to have a 360 vision. He's always looking at what can go wrong, could go wrong, and you got to keep your team together. And that's a lot of the culture building is a big part of our companies, and making sure that everybody's on the same page, headed the right direction.
What is one of the toughest things for you that's been for you throughout the course of your business career for you to do, whether it was firing someone or is the hiring the toughest side? Are you involved in that? What is one thing that you could look back on and say, I just never liked doing this?
So terminating people's livelihood has always affected me. It's been one of my deltas. It's always hard because I always think Johnny can change, right? Oh, he'll do better next time. Oh, I'll give him another chance. And sometimes they're just DNA and hardwired like that. You're not going to change them. So did I have him in the wrong seat on the bus? Should I have not had him in a leadership role? Do I have a position for him? Or do I got to pull the bus over and let him off? So I think what's set the companies back and me back in the past, say, decade, has been hanging on to, they're good people. These are solid, good, solid people, but maybe I had higher expectations and aspirations for them, and I'll take the blame for it, but giving them too much time, they say, one bad apple spoils the bushel, or whatever that saying is.
Sure.
That's absolutely true. If you don't have solid, good leadership in there and management in there, the whole team starts to sink. And there's only a little bit of coaching you can do on that, and then you got to move fast. And I'm at fault for not moving fast enough sometimes.
How many employees, Carl, under your conglomerate?
Oh, so I've got a couple seasonal businesses. We ramp up to about 650 to 700. We're as little as probably 100, 75 to 100.
Wow. When you say seasonal, I'm aware of this. I've known you forever. I'm not very aware. I'm not educated on it, but you are in the snow removal business, correct? Ice and snow?
Snow and ice management business. That's when we gear up. That's one of the main businesses here in St. Louis. I know we don't get much snow, but we do Lambert, Southwest Airlines, medical hospitals. It does not snow on those accounts. So we gear up. That's called BSR Snow and Ice Management. We gear up with staff on that particular business. And then in other seasonal businesses, we've got a winery. Then I've got other portfolios, real estate portfolios, a couple patents, 13, 14 assisted living facilities, and then a lot of investments. I've made a lot of investments over the last 20, 25 years that have done quite well.
That's crazy. I just want to talk a little bit real quick about your tenacity in like you just said you had 650 employees. I'm following you on Facebook, and you're literally looking for employees, saying, "Hey, if you want to make some money, come here." Right here, you are at the top of the chain, and you're out there trying to help people get a job and also make sure your business is successful. And I gotta say, that's pretty awesome, and that's something special that you do to touch to the regular people.
That's I think that's part of leadership. I mean, my team needs to know that we're all in this. We're in this together. I say this every year. We have a very large meeting where we all come together in the fall, and I speak at that. And I say, guys, you don't work for me. You work with me. We all work together. We're all going to win. This is a Super Bowl. We're all going to win together. Nobody's going to be left out, and that's true. I mean, that's part of leadership. So I'm as much as have to be an earner and a performer as much as the next person in my office.
I'm looking at your profile picture on your Facebook page, and I just want to read this motivational, I guess you would call it, quote. A lazy man gives up in a day. A motivated man gives up in a week. A disciplined man achieves anything he sets his mind to. It's pretty impressive, right? It was stuff like that I reached out to you, and you and I hadn't talked in a long time. I don't know how long it was, maybe a year and a half ago or so. I'd already been well on my path of kind of trying to brand myself and branch out into different little businesses that I'm involved in now. But I reached out to you and told you several of those made an impact on me. And I just really hope if this podcast makes a difference in one young person or one middle-aged or older person, then it's worth it, right? Like, it's really worth it for me, in my opinion.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I want to touch on something you said earlier. Scott obviously looks up to you, as he said it in the podcast, and you said something earlier on the podcast saying that, you only take businesses that you believe in, right? You only do stuff that you believe in. You say a lot of no's, right? All those sponsorships for our show, Scott believes in those. And the reason I say that is I've had people say, "Hey, Scott, we got this person that wants to sponsor the show." And he says, "No." You know what I mean? He goes back and forth. And that just sticks out to me because obviously he's taking notes from what you're doing. And to say, it's not right. He doesn't feel right. So it's better to say no than just, take what's there. And I think that's great. I'm glad you did that. I'm glad he's taking that advice. That's awesome. All right, Scott, we're ready to talk about some pool.
I don't know. It's up to this guy. Can we loosen up a little bit?
You ready
No.
to talk about some pool?
Oh, sure.
So, Carl, when did you? I can't believe you're going to be 65 to begin with. I think are you 6'5"? How tall are you? 6'5", 6'6"?
6'3".
You're 6'3"?
Yeah.
Boy, you seem like larger than life.
Bigger than life.
Yeah, you do though. Like I always envision you.
Maybe it's all AI. Maybe it's all AI, guys. Maybe it isn't real.
Yeah, it's all a facade. How long have you been playing pool? Like I know you can't probably remember this because you've played so many people, and I know how that is because it all starts to blend together. But you and I actually played when I was 19, and I didn't start playing pool till I was 17, and we played. I think we played at Breakers, Terry Hillsman's room, way back. But
oh goodness, Cahokia, Illinois. Yeah. So
right.
I started like in probably the late 70s playing, and then let's see, graduated high school in 80. But yeah, I mean, I was grew up in Forestdale, small farming community, and there was a truck stop there, and it had a couple pool tables. And then there was this other little town, this place called Hillbilly Heaven. So in those towns, you didn't do much. So they just had a couple pool tables at each place. And that's what you did. That's what my misspent youth did was playing pool and running into guys like Surfer Rod and Omaha John.
Yeah.
Just a cast of characters. I just loved it. I've loved it ever since.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's I played you. We played at Hillbilly Heaven as well a few times, which is a cool spot. Is that still there?
It's still there. It's called something else. Hillbilly Heaven reminds me of what's that movie with Patrick Swayze? Roadhouse.
Oh, 100%.
The music blasting, a band in the corner, couple pool tables. Nothing's quiet about it. People doing shots, drinking. Might even be a little fist fight going over in the corner. Yeah. And here we're playing pool. It's like, oh my goodness.
It was a really cool spot.
Is that when you
stopped in there? I mean, everybody from Jeanette Lee, Strong Arm John Kuchera, I mean, just Shane, SVP stopped in there. I mean, that was the spot back in, I guess, the late 80s, early 90s, where everybody, Kansas City, Benny, that's where, Omaha and those guys would come to.
Well, let's just call it what it is. If a player, I mean, that you can just forget about the map. You were the map, right? And if a player wanted to pool all their money together, and I'm just going to call it what it is. If they wanted to pool all their money together and take a chance because you're not stupid and you make tough games, they could win something. And it is what it is. This is the sport. And they knew that if they could go there and defeat you at a tough game, that you would let them earn that. You'd let them earn that win. And sometimes they won, and sometimes they lost. But they knew that whatever they went there to do, they were probably going to be all in doing it. And you were very good at that. You would expose their weakness in the action side as far as pressing the money up, because money didn't. I'll say it. I know you. I've known you a long time. Money never affected you. It never affected you missing a ball. You didn't miss a ball. I know I'm telling you, I know you didn't miss a ball because of the money. Now, you might have missed a ball because of something else, but it wasn't the money. And I think that that's important, because I knew a lot of successful people in pool, a lot of them that successful in business that played good pool. And the minute that they did bet, and I'm talking guys that were worth a lot of money. I had a very good friend that was worth a lot of money. And anytime he bet over $500, his back arm was shaking. So it's not because you're worth a lot of money that you can bet a lot of money and not be nervous. So it takes a special skill to do that. And you were one of the best at it.
Yeah. Well, thanks. That's, I guess, just, I don't know how that's because it's true. I'll miss a ball, but it won't be because we're betting $10 or 10,000. I'll just flat miss the ball, run it right into the rail. I have no problem, money or not. So yeah, that's those were the good old days are every day, but a lot of fond memories back then, and playing and betting high, like you said. I mean, I've always been intrigued. I mean, it's more for the competition, right?
Sure.
The competition. I mean, it's just, billiards to me is a little bit like pool every time, or billiards is a lot like business, excuse me. Every break, it's different. Like every day in business, it's different. I mean, the balls never land in the same place. You're always trying to figure something out. You're always trying to figure out how to play offense, defense, make a ball. How, is he going to fold? Is his arm shaking? So I've always enjoyed the action part, and due to this day, I still enjoy the action.
Can we talk about what those action matches were, just so people out there watching the show can? Scott said a lot of money, even back then. What were you playing for? What were the races? It was obviously there's spots involved. You mentioned the names that you mentioned coming to you. There has to be big spots. But can you talk about the action, what it was about, how much, and what were the races? What were the games?
Sure. I guess going back to the early days, I'll bring you forward real quick. I mean, a name Rusty Brandmeyer. I don't know if anybody would know that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Good bank player. We went and played Allen Hopkins, and that was for and I'm talking again, late like 80, 81, 82, like $5,000 big, we traveled to California, and Machine Gun Lou Butera. I mean, we ran into all these guys. At that time, $3,000 and $4,000 and $5,000 sets raced to 4 or 5 or 7. They were short sets. That was a lot of money. Then fast forward 10 years, you've got Chris Bartram. He and I went back and forth. He's such a class guy. I mean, him and his brother Barry.
Yes.
We played, I don't know, 1, 2, 3,000 a game. We play 8, 10 hours at a time. And when we got done, we'd go to Fleming's Steakhouse, have steak and wine, and go at it the next day. He'd come in, bring Strong Arm and Jeanette and stuff. They'd stay for 2, 3 days, and I'd give them great action. And then most recently, or after that, it was George Breedlove, him playing one-handed, jacked up. Played him a lot. That didn't work out well for me. We became friends after that.
One-handed jacked up. What is that?
That's where you play off the rail.
Yeah.
He's one of the, I think George, Carl, correct me if I'm wrong, I think George was probably the best I'd seen at the time playing one-handed off the rail.
So, and then, fast forward, I mean, I played in a country club, and it was a pretty significant amount, a big amount. And then one that probably people know about is Dominic Dunn and I played a set about 2.5 or so that was a big set. It's over 100,000 each. I think it was like 228 or something like that.
Who won that set, Carl?
It went hill, and I was fortunate enough to squeak out. Dominic,
I'm sorry. I had to Carl's really good. Look at Carl. Carl's really good at ribbing too. Carl will rib you. Don't worry.
I will.
I didn't know. I really didn't know who won that match.
He's a class act. It was a good, tough match. He's improved a lot. I mean, he's improved a lot since then. He knows he's got to give me more weight now going forward.
Well, I mean, I can't disagree with that. He has improved a lot. I'm not getting involved in anybody's game, but Dominic, I mean, if everybody knows Dunsky Dungeon on Facebook, he's the best. I mean, Dominic. He
got that LASIK done, and I think he improved 2-3 balls. He's in the 600. Just ask me.
Okay. Yeah. So you got LASIK done. You heard it. I did not know that. So that's good to know.
So your last match, that was your last big match for $100,000. That was your last.
I played last week. I was out in Vegas last week, and I played a guy out there for. We raced to 10 for a small amount.
What small amount?
20.
20,000.
Yeah, the thing with Carl is for you people that aren't real familiar. First off, Carl, you can, if you see Carl anywhere, you can go up and talk to him. he's a very good person. He's willing to talk to anybody. He's not one of those guys. But one thing that Carl will do, if you want to play him and you've got these great visions of grandeur and that you're going to do all this and build this castle in the sky, you better be ready. You better put your helmet on. You better buckle up, because it's not going to be fun and it's not going to be easy. Here's why. There's a lot of reasons why, but one of them, Carl doesn't play long races. He said this just a minute ago, shorter races, right? So if you want to go play, you're not going to be playing races to 21 or races to 30 or 10 ahead. He's pretty big on keeping the race short. And the reason that he does that is because that will apply more pressure on you. The thing is, at the end of the day, Carl's got probably a couple extra commas in his bank account. Therefore, he's probably going to outrun it in the long run. But he will get up there, and he has taken his losses. I'm not saying that, but you're gonna feel it. That's all I can tell you. If you want to play him, you're gonna feel it. That heart will be beating.
Who were the top players that you played? Top professionals? You said they all came in there. Did you play all those people that you mentioned, or was it obviously you played Scott? You said.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off there. Yeah. I've, several guys. I mean, JB, Justin Bergman, he and I, gosh, we battle all the time. Significant. I mean, just so everybody knows, he gives me significant weight, outruns it, wins. Yeah. A guy named Duff, James Dorn, he and I have gambled together for like 15, 20 years. Very high, very high, very high.
Yeah.
Everything's $100,000 sets minimum. Justin, let's see.
Well, you've played them all. I mean, that's the thing. It's hard when you're that guy, because it's hard to remember everybody that you've played. The minute you get off the show, Carl, it's going to hit you, and you're just going to clearly remember everybody that you played. But right now, it's always hard to remember.
And I like playing guys I like too.
Sure.
Superman, Gomez, JB, Class Act. Back when Chris Bartram was playing him anytime. Gentlemen, class, didn't have to worry about anything, have some fun, play, gamble high, be serious about it. But those are the Class Act guys I like playing with.
No shenanigans. Everything's going to be above board.
Yeah.
Playing it's supposed to be.
And then I have fun with some other characters, but I won't play real serious.
So let me ask you, you're playing like JB, like you said, and he's giving you a spot. You kind of feel like it's not helping him, but he has to play perfect to beat you, right? They're saying he outruns the nuts, is what you said almost. And is that kind of what you're gearing towards as well? Like you want them to, like, if they're going to beat you, they have to outrun the nuts.
Apparently, I think he's outrunning the nuts, but he keeps doing it. So maybe I'm the sucker in the room. But yeah, I mean, he's given me like last five in the break, then 4-8 last five in the break, and it's all on me. I mean, I just have to break perfect, and I have to get out. And I'm not that player, right? That's why they're giving me weight like they're giving me, and they understand that, or they want to give it to me. I understand I need it, or I play. So they're all a lot of weight. And what's that, Scott? You were there. Who'd I play? That Kimco guy?
Kiamco.
Yeah.
Warren Kiamco.
Yeah. Great Class Act, great player.
Yeah, really good player.
Huge spot, right? So.
Yeah, you didn't even really get. I can't remember the game. Were you getting the breaks in that game?
Oh, the breaks, and
he didn't miss it. I mean, he played like unbelievable.
They all do against me. They don't miss.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You and I just played when I was young, and then I went on to play one pocket. We never really played after that, so I get it. I mean, I guess if they're giving you that kind of handicap, they need to play that way. You're playing the best of the best, though, in that business. That you got to have the breaks to start out with, and that's right. That's your strong suit too. I mean, obviously, I don't know. I just don't know how these guys give up that spot to you. I mean, you can break and run a rack without any trouble. So it's incredible to me that they can outrun it.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Now you said that you every rack's different, right? You said, you love the sport. You touched on this a little bit. Why do you like playing pool so much? Is it the gamble or is it the competition? Because I know being in business like the way you are, competition is everything, right? You're always trying to be the best as far as your company goes. So, what is the reason why you like playing pool so much? Is it the gamble or is it the competition?
So pool, billiards, so I can play it by myself. I can't play tennis. You can't play a lot of things by yourself, right? Football, tennis. I mean, you know. So pool you can play by yourself or you can play with somebody. It's a game I can play into my senior years. It's the only game that I ever played when I was little, and I fell in love with it. I mean, it's a beautiful game, and you got colored balls, and I mean, what kid doesn't want to play with
Yeah.
baseball, soccer balls, billiard balls? I mean, it's just I like it. It challenges me. It makes me, of course, a little bit of ADD, so I got to like settle down and focus. And it's a difficult game. I mean, you're looking at tangent lines and using English, and you're adjusting, and boy, it's not forgiving either, right? You're off a little bit. It's going to show you that you're off, and you can blame it on the stick or blame it on the cloth. But I think you just need to look in the mirror.
It's very well assessed. Very well assessed. I want to switch gears real quick, Bobby. Bobby hates it when I do this, but I want to switch gears real quick.
Course.
You had a health issue a while back, didn't you?
I did.
Do you mind talking about that a little bit?
Sure. I had some surgery, and after the surgery, I got a severe infection, and it was very severe, and it was not a good time for me, and I came out of it. My wife was my nurse and taking care of me, and I also had a nurse that had came here, and it was multiple hospitalizations, doctors, but by the grace of God, I fought the infection off and survived it.
There was a time, I'll just say there was a time where it didn't look good, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. How long was that period for?
I would say touch and go was a good 2 weeks, but I was 2 to 3 months ill. But there was a couple 2 weeks there that it was not fun.
Well, I guess the reason I wanted to bring it all up is because of the rebound that you've made. It just once again kind of goes to show who you are and why you're successful. I don't know. I've not been in that particular position, but I would assume that your drive and desire to live, your will to stay positive and fight through something like that had a lot to do with your recovery, I'm assuming.
It took every fiber of my being and my mental everything during that darkest time, and my loving, wonderful wife was right there, right next to me, and it took everything in my soul to just keep freaking fighting. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. I love it. Yeah.
Great stuff. You think, obviously, I'm sure it did. You must think, I mean, you're in great shape. You took great health. Do you think that was real important to your recovery, that you were in good shape and that you take care of yourself so well?
100%. 100%. I was in good health going in, and it took a significant toll on my body. It took me almost a year afterwards, after we figured out the infection. It took me almost a year after that to get back to normal.
Thank you for talking about that. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I want to stay on this topic a little bit because I'm a little fascinated. I obviously talked to Scott. I'm kind of a bigger guy. I've been talking to Scott about trying to get a little healthier and doing other things as well. Um, how long have you always took care of your health? Was that something important to you, or did that come later on?
Well, that's and I don't mind sharing. That's a little personal to me. And when I was growing up, my dad was loved my dad, but got to call it like it is. He was a full blown alcoholic. My mom a chain smoker. Mom died from
Same.
died from
Yep.
smoking. Dad's passed, and I was probably in my 30s, mid 30s, was becoming successful, and that just exasperated and just added on to like drinking. I've never smoked in my life. I've never done drugs in my life. No smoke, no drugs, nothing. But that was starting to show up, and I said I didn't want to live that way, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to go down that same track. I saw them have a horrible life in their senior years and pass away. So, you know, by the grace of God, my parents really taught me a great lesson by their unfortunately bad habits of smoking and drinking. So I started thinking about that. Addiction runs in my family. I have a younger brother that I'm the guardian custodian of that has had some challenges. I've got another brother that is on his third vacation, if you know what that is,
Yeah.
due
Yep.
to situations. And I really have asked God, why am I special? Why didn't I run down those paths? And I didn't, and I wanted to make sure that I never did. And part of that would be health and fitness and wellness. And so, I started studying, reading muscle magazines back in the day, fitness magazine, whatever magazine it was. I'd grab it, be on the plane, go into a meeting. That's what I would do. And then nutrition. Then I was like, nutrition became a big part of my life and really became a bigger part of my life when I married my wife, Gabriella. She's plant-based. I'm, for the most part, pescatarian. I'll have a little bit of meat once in a while. But she's really been, and she's into fitness and health as well. So it's just a nice match there. And that's been now 13 years married to her. So that's helped on the nutrition side. I guess one thing I would say to myself is, I could work out all I wanted, but you're not going to outwork bad nutrition. Abs, muscle, all starts with discipline and in the kitchen. And hey, every day, right? Every day. It's like, hey, you don't have to work out today. You can lay in bed. You can miss the workout today, but they do make bigger clothes for people like you. Or you can get out of bed and go get it done, right? That's where I'm at.
Yeah. There's a product called vegan products. I actually have them, and I should have had them with me. I might actually go grab them, but Carl turned me on to them, sent me a package. What is the name of the company, Carl?
So are the proteins that I sent you, or
the proteins and the vitamins.
Yeah. So that's a friend of mine here in the state of Missouri. He's got, those are great, all natural, high nutrient products.
Yeah, real good stuff. I take it every single day, and it's all natural, very, very clean, very good product. So good stuff. What do you got, Bobby?
Yeah, so basically you're saying that you had not an epiphany, but almost epiphany, where you said you started reading things and all of a sudden you just started learning all on your own. You did all the health research as far as reading on your own, exercise, and going to the gym. Did you have a mentor for that, or did you do that all on your own?
No, I just started, I've had trainers in the past. Haven't had one for a couple of years now. I would hang, and it's also a little bit of a, birds of a feather flock together, right? And I found myself then starting to have friendships with people that ate healthier, or friendships with people that worked out more, or was more into nutrition. It wasn't by design. It was just by attraction of where I wanted to go. There's a lot of truth to being, if you want to, you want to be a millionaire, hang out with 4 millionaires, right? So you want to be healthy, you should be hanging out. I mean, you should maybe look at who you're hanging out with. Now, I'm not saying that that's straight across the board, but you got to have a lot of discipline. If you were like me back in the day and all your buddies were heavy drinkers and hanging out late at night and everything else, and you sort of wanted to like slow it down on the drinking and get to bed earlier. So you either got to have the discipline or you got to change your environment, in my opinion.
That's fabulous. I mean, that makes so much sense. You know, like I said, you want to hang out with the people you want to emulate, right? You want to try to hang out with the exercise people or people in shape, and the same thing with the people that have money. So you kind of said that is that the advice you'd give to somebody that's trying to get in shape? What advice would you give to them? Hang around with healthier people, kind of, or what's the one thing you'd give to somebody that's trying to get a little bit better shape?
I think it's personal. I think it's discipline. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Are you going to show up for the workouts? Are you going to eat that fast food, or are you going to go to the Whole Food store and get you some good food? How bad do you want it first? Because those outside people are going to come and go. They're going to pass away. They're going to move. Other bad influences are going to come into your life. But at the end of the day, it's just you. And nobody's going to look after you like you should. And you really need to identify, am I really passionate about getting in shape? Okay, what are the steps? Well, first off, I got to eat better. Not perfect. Carl's not perfect. I'm having a glass of wine tonight. When I meet my buddies that drink a little bit more than I do now, I'll still have a drink with them. But I'm not having the 3 and 4 drinks, right? Everything in moderation. But back to the discipline, getting up, getting in a routine, getting plenty of sleep, doing 90, 100 ounces of water a day. All that stuff is huge. It all adds up. It's all making deposits. You got to make deposits. You make a withdrawal here and there. That's that, everything in moderation. But after that, you better be on your game, hitting the workouts, hitting the gym, hitting the cardio, drinking the water, doing BCAAs if you want, some amino acids if you want, creatine if you want. That all helps. But just show up. Show up for yourself. You're going to feel better. You're going to have more energy. Your clothes is going to feel better. I mean, look at Scott. I mean, he's transformed his body in probably 18 months, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, it's what he said. It's so important. How bad do you want it? And I think that's anything, right? That's why I think you can relate pool to a lot of different things in business. I can anyway. My family was all in business. Bobby knows this. But actually, Carl has spoken to my sister, who's the CEO of the largest insurance company in America. She's 2 years younger than me, and I can't be more proud of her.
Wonderful lady.
Thank you. She's a sweetheart, and she's so much smarter than me. But my point to that is, like Carl uses the word passion. I'm obsessed. Bobby knows this. I'm an obsessive person. And that can be good and that can be bad, right? If I'm around the wrong people, it can be bad. I had to make conscious decisions to remove these people from my life and really focus on what I am doing. If I want to have a better life and live longer in better condition doing what I'm doing, I have to make a decision, and I have to do that. And I think, Bobby, I've told you this, and I love that you're asking the questions. You don't have to go to the gym tomorrow and just start working out, but you have to start walking. You've got to get yourself into a process that can get you to that process, and nobody can do that but yourself. And I know you're making those efforts, and I'd love to see a change in you in the next year to 2 years. And like Carl said, once you start doing it, you really start to love it. Like I can't not do it. I have weights all over my house. If I don't make it to the gym, I'm doing the weights here in the house just all the time. I'm doing it all the time. And they're not big weights, but I'm doing stuff all the time. And I think that you'll get to that point. It's how bad you want it.
I see. I like Scott. Carl said the deposits, right? Everything to walk in, you start drinking more water. I'm more conscious of. It's the deposits, right? All the little things add up.
Yeah, we don't. I work out in the morning. I found that's the best time for me. Sometimes I don't have time to get a full workout in. That doesn't mean I skip the workout. Work a little shorter, right? And some people, not trying to be cute about this. They don't need to work out. They just need, or hire a trainer to work out. They just need to hire somebody to slap the bad food out of their hand, right? Because you just can't outwork bad nutrition. I think I said that a while ago. That nutrition, when I changed my nutrition, that changed everything. I was working out and I was getting a baby results, and it just wasn't feeling real good, but I was getting some results. I changed the nutrition. All of a sudden, I was like, oh, wow, these workouts matter now. So little deposits go a long way.
Oh, good stuff. That's great stuff. I want to switch back to pool a little bit before we let you go. I know you're a busy guy, and you give great interviews so far. A lot of awesome tips for all the people out there in business and health and pool. Were you a backer? Did you back a lot of people playing pool?
I've done that several times. Yes, not all the time. It's not been a hobby. It's just been key people I like, I trust. I've staked them before. Yes.
I think I've said this publicly. I think it's a great thing. I've covered several matches or commentated a few matches that Carl's been involved in the back end, right? Carl's not the type of guy that wants the publicity. He's definitely not in the forefront. And I'll say this, good CEOs never are, in my opinion. He never did it for the attention, but he did do it for the action, and he did do it for the player. And I think it's a great thing. Win or lose, he's doing it for the player. And I don't think it gets any better than that, personally.
Yeah, it has to. It has to be the player I know, and let's be honest. I got to think I have a chance to win, but it's really otherwise I'd just be doing this all the time. So it's very particular instances and individuals.
Yeah. No, I love that. Informative, and you're making a lot of sense. Like I said, you're not just backing people to back people. You think you're going to win. It's just somebody on your side that you feel comfortable with. It's awesome. Of all the people you played, from everybody from Scott to JB to everybody else, who was your probably most feared player, or that you just maybe couldn't beat? Who was probably the top player that you played against you? Not the top player in the world, but the top player against you that couldn't beat.
I hope we'd consider Chris Bartram in the day when he was playing a top player.
Oh, yeah.
He was just tough as nails, very competitive, cool as ice. Just, I'd say Chris Bartram.
I love that answer. That son of a gun. Him and I went round and round. We played each other so many times. I would beat him, he would beat me, but we played a match in his room in Ohio. A friend of his room, gosh, I can't remember his friend's name, but Chris and I talk about this match. But we were playing an 8-ahead match, and I was up 7 games, giving him 10-7, playing one pocket. And he beat me playing 9-ball a few times. I beat him a few times, but I'm up 7 games playing 8 ahead. We're playing one pocket, and I need 1 ball, and we're betting 30,000 apiece. I think that was the number. And I had a shot that I had to shoot. I was an idiot. I was very aggressive, and I 4-railed the ball towards my pocket, and I hit it really bad. And I left him straight in. And 30 hours later, I'd lost the money. And that was,
he came all the way back.
He came all the way back. And there was this jukebox right next to the table. And Chris liked his rock and roll. And I promise you, they knew I couldn't stand like hard rock. It just killed me. And they played this jukebox as loud as they could for 30 straight hours. My head was pounding. There was nothing I could do. Chris is just steadily walking around the table, never says a word. He was one of the toughest players that I ever played as far as tenacity. You would look at him and not think he was in great condition. And he didn't do drugs. He didn't drink. He didn't do anything. And he could play for years. He was something special.
Yeah. And these have turned into friendships, friendships. George Breedlove and I, Chris Bartram and I, we communicate all the time. It really, Scott, you and I mean, it's turned into lifelong friendships with these guys.
Yeah.
That's great. That's good stuff. You said tough as nails, right? That's exactly the story you said. Tough as nails.
Yeah, Chris Bartram was incredibly tough. Sad nowadays, these guys don't know really who he was or the player that he was. He was the grinder, the grinder.
Is there anybody you wouldn't play like right now? With the you could make the game, fair as you want. Is there anybody out in the pool world that you would not play if it with a fit completely fair game?
If I can't think of anybody right now. Pretty selective who I play in general. But if they were nefarious in any way, or I wasn't gonna, if it was monkey business, or you guys know what I mean.
Yeah.
I just always like playing where I don't have to worry about anything. So, and they match. I like it. They're fair. Whoever we're talking about, or, given if they're pros, they're giving me a lot of weight, but they think they can win, and they're giving me an idea that I might be able to win. So I still match up here and there.
Is there a game in the future with Dominic Dunn? And if there is, what would the game be now?
Oh, I don't know. It would be, I'd play him again. I'd play Bartram again. I'd play JB. I'd play all those guys. With Dominic, I don't know what it would be. He'd have to give, he knows this, he'd have to give up a little bit more. I think he gave me, I don't know what he gave me, whatever he gave me, 1 or 2 games on the wire to 8. So
I watched that. I actually think I felt like he got lucky to win that match. I really do. I'm being dead honest. I don't lie. I have no reason to lie anymore. I don't bet on pool at all. But I watched that. I felt like he got lucky to win that match.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's playing a lot better.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Nope. We'll see what happens in the future. What was your most proudest win against any of these big guys, or just somebody that you just had a rough time playing with that you finally beat them? What was your biggest award, I guess, playing somebody? Who was it?
James Doran Duff. He had a place called Side Pockets here in St. Charles, here in Missouri. And Billy Thorpe was just on the scene. And Billy Thorpe's backer, can't think of his name right now, but after I got done playing Billy, we're playing 10,000 a game. He was giving me the 5 out. I think I lose like 5 games to Billy. Billy will tell you the story better than I. But then Dale Urey. Dale
he would stake Chris as well. Dale, yeah.
Dale Urey. So Dale, concrete business, Billy's backer, he barks up, like they do. Nice guy. Love the guy. And so he and I play. So that sets for 100, everything with me, Scott will tell you, is cash up front. I'm holding all the money. So that was one of my biggest matches. Didn't quite know how he played. He gave me a little bit of weight. I forget what it was. I think it was a 7 last 3. The guy played much better than me. And what reminded me of this is that we were racing. We were doing 9 ahead, Scott, and he was 7 ahead.
Oh, wow.
He missed a ball, something real easy. And not that I played that much better, but it affected him so bad that I started winning. And I had already wrote it off. I'm going to lose 2 more games. I got in a bad game again. No big deal. 2 more games were done. When we got back to even, I felt like I won the lottery. So from getting all the way back to even, I took it like 9 games straight and won the cash. So that was one of the proudest moments, because that was going to be that was a $200,000 swing.
Yeah, that's massive. It doesn't matter. I've talked about momentum. I'm coming out with a course called Unshakable Performance, and it's an affirmations course, and we'll be putting it. It'll be launched everywhere. But my whole point to this is, I don't care what level you play at, and it's in golf, it's in one-on-one sports like pool. When that momentum shift swings, and it can be at any time, things can change drastically, right? No matter the level, and you're not like a terrible player, right? You play good, you can run out. So when a guy makes a mistake like that, those momentum swings are so powerful.
Thank you for being so awesome with us. I love everything you're talking about. I want to pick your brain a little bit about the pool world. because I really respect your opinion and everything you said. Um, what do you think's going on with the world right now? Do you see positive things happening?
Oh, in the last 18 months to 2 years, and with everything that's going on, and now ESPN2, these podcasts, what Scott's doing here. Uh, I mean, just look at the sponsors. Look at the guys getting Federer and those guys getting into all the sponsorships and getting their shirts and stuff out there. I think it's on its way finally. I mean, people have been waiting for this forever and a day, but it's taken people on the ground. Uh, again, like Scott, what you guys are doing just to get it out there. And I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful because I'm passionate about billiards and the sport in general. I'm hopeful it gets some traction, uh, you know, going forward from here. So I don't understand why it couldn't be an Olympic game sometime in the future. Um, I have high hopes for it.
Shout out to, and you're 100% right. I didn't know in my lifetime, 10 years ago when I was looking to do other things and open the pool room, I didn't know in my lifetime. We always hoped that we would see the day where these guys were making real money. And they're starting to actually, like you just mentioned, the sponsors are starting to actually make real money. And now, big time move with Matchroom Pool, Emily Frazier, Barry Hearn, Eddie Hearn, all of Matchroom to couple or partner with ESPN2, like you just said. That drives the stock for the player way up. If they know how to market themselves, listen, there really is no higher pinnacle. I think that drives the stock of the player to the moon, and you need to be practicing and you need to be ready to win a major because it's the Florida Open is the first event that ESPN is going to be covering, and that's coming up August 4th. I believe it starts August 4th, which I'll be covering as well. And what a big opportunity for these players. I think now if a new young player on scene wins one of these majors, it changes the course of their life forever. And if it doesn't, they're doing something wrong because it's already been kind of like that. When Federer won the world championships, I know it changed the course of his life. When Jason Shaw's won a major tournament, anybody winning a major now, it should change the course of your life. On that subject, Bobby and Carl, real quick, I want to thank our sponsors. We've got Metro Sports Bar and Grill. They're the host of the Phoenix Open this year. That's August 18th through the 22nd, and it's probably the largest ranking event of the year. It's David Lee and Alfonso, the owners of the pool room. They're adding $20,000, and they're hosting the Phoenix Open, and they're Metro Sports Bar and Grill, and I'm grateful to have them. And then not just that, but our other sponsor that's been with us since day one is Classic Billiards, David Bartosiak and Leah Bartosiak. And they've got the Vice City Open, which is a ranking event that I'll also be covering right before the Florida Open. They're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So shout out to Classic Billiards and Metro Sports Bar. Thank you guys so much for being with us. We truly appreciate it.
All right, last question, let you go. Uh, you see things you just mentioned, you see things going in the right direction and everything like that. A couple of things as far as what do you see that we need to make it to the next level as far as a sport? I mean, we see like the Scott just talked about Classic Billiards doing a great job doing what they do, Hilltop Promotions as well. And I know you do a lot for the sport as well, the people you play and all the backers that you have. That's awesome. But what do you think that we need as a sport to get us to that absolute next level?
So back in the 80s, in late 70s, you had Camel cigarette that was involved. You had Bush, it was called the Bush League. I think it's called BCA now. I think you got to get some of these major, drop some names, Nike, MasterCard, some of those major companies, hopefully soon involved in this to help. I don't know if this is the right word, but to help legitimize it, where this is really going somewhere, if that makes sense. So I think you've got some, Fortune 100 companies that see that there's a market there. There's a space for them in the billiards world.
I echo that. I definitely echo that.
All right, that's all I got. Sky, got anything else?
I didn't mention, and I always mention our title sponsor, and it's Hilltop Promotions, and it's one table, two players, one winner, who will be the king of the hill. And obviously, by the time this airs, I believe Feder Gorst and Shane Van Boning will have already played, and Joshua Filler is waiting in the wings. So if you guys get a chance, go to Hilltop Promotions on Facebook, give them a follow, and keep up with the news. It's a big thing happening. One table, two players, one winner. Thank you, Hilltop Promotions. And Carl, thank you, man. Looking good over there. 60, about to be 65. Motivating a lot of people. I know I'm not the only one. I know Bobby's not the only one, but we're grateful to have you on, dude. And just keep doing what you're doing. You're motivating a lot of people.
Honored to be on. Thank you guys. Appreciate all you do.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Carl.